You are now tuned in to another episode of the Cat vs. Dog podcast with myself, CJ, and my amazing, talented co-host, Young Dolemite.
What's happening?
And none other than the super producer, Ben Ready.
Yeah, I'm present, baby. What's happening?
Man, another week, another day, another dollar. What's going on with you guys?
Another 75 cents.
75? Why 75?
Taxes.
You're so
Uncle Sam got to get his.
You starting the shit off early.
That's the point.
That is a point. How was your week?
It was cool. Uneventful.
Yeah.
You know, the normal week of mine, work, family. You know, trying to avoid this crazy ass weather because the shit been all over the fucking place. It was literally like hot as fuck Monday, cold Tuesday, Wednesday was nice. Thursday was warm, and then, like, it's just been all over. Like, today it rained.
What day was that when it was windy as hell, and I thought these palm trees was going to fall down? No, that was, like, early in the week.
Tuesday.
That was, like, Monday or
yeah.
Tuesday. It was ridiculous. It was windy. Like, walking down my stairs, I thought I was going to trip and fall. Wind was just blowing up. It's everywhere.
It's been fucked up.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Ben, super producer, how's your week?
Interesting, to
Yeah?
say the least. Yeah.
I saw you had a very
Great
special
Friday
guest on the show. Shout out to AC.
Oh,
A to the motherfucking C.
Yeah, it was it was good. It was good being back. A little rusty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
the
okay.
new me, the reset ready. is
Reset ready. I like that.
Reset ready is here for conversations and willing to work through shit. So you have this.
2020.
AKA
Working
the red
out.
print.
The red print. The red print is here. Shout out to Will.
Yeah. He in here. What's happening, Will?
What's up, Will? My week was pretty good. I didn't do too much. I had a show yesterday. That was dope. Shout out to 77 Lounge, black-owned lounge off Western and Manchester, which is a very
Interesting area.
It's the hood.
It's the hood. I don't want to use the word interesting because
It's
that's
the
where I
hood.
get my car washed for like $12. No lie, and they do an amazing job. So, but you know, you get them kind of washes definitely in the hood. But I chopped it up with the owners afterward, and the guy who owns 77 Lounge actually owns 4 or 5 other buildings on that street. And mind you, that street and that area is nothing but a skip, hop, and a jump away from the Forum. And if you know anything about the Forum being in Inglewood and all that whole area being gentrified, this is the time to link up with people like that. So yeah, it's the hood now. Will it be the hood 5-4 years from now? I don't know.
It's going to be the neighborhood.
It's going to be the neighborhood.
77th and Western.
No, the place is called 77
Oh, okay.
Lounge, and it's on Western, and the closest cross street is Manchester. Nice little spot, though. Like, when I walked in, it's hella big in there. Real big. Got pool tables, skee ball tables, a stage, bar, the whole nine. Like, the place was nice. It's just in the hood, which ain't nothing wrong with that, though.
Hell no. It's all good in the hood.
It's all good.
Keep the knuckleheads away.
As long as you wear the right shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wore all black. I've learned my lesson.
God
in
damn.
the 6-7 years here, you can't go wrong with all black.
No, not really.
All black is what will keep you safe out here. I have been banged on enough to know. Social topic for the week. If you've been under a rock, that's the only way you have missed what's been going on in light of Kobe and Gianna's tragic death. Gayle King did an interview with Lisa Leslie and asked questions about his infamous court trial with being accused of rape, of which he was acquitted. And the black community was up in arms.
Arms, legs,
Called
hands, and feet.
called Gayle all kind of bitches.
Funky
and,
dog head bitch.
Said her black card was revoked.
It is.
I mean, and so we're here to shed our. I want my co-host to go first. I do.
Why I gotta go first? But let's go ahead and do it. Then.
I mean, I introed
Funky
it.
dog head bitch.
That's how you feel?
Hell
She's a
yeah.
bitch. Yeah.
She's a funky dog head bitch. They are repeat offenders of this same exact shit.
Oh, give me another example.
R. Kelly,
Okay.
Michael Jackson. They was about to go ahead and green like that Russell Simmons. Yet they ain't said shit about they boy Harvey. It's a lot of white motherfuckers out here doing a lot of bullshit. A lot of them. And they ain't mentioned not one. But they got documentary on a dead man, Michael Jackson, who was acquitted. They done did all these investigations and all of this shit. Couldn't find shit other than these two little lying motherfuckers who every time they money get low, they want to speak out on Michael Jackson. Because when everything was cool, they was like, oh, he didn't touch me. But when them funds get low or when they do something they don't like, because Wade Robson, he wanted to choreograph the Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show, and they didn't let him. That's when all of a sudden, oh yeah, you know what, Michael Jackson did touch me.
Okay.
Like, fuck that shit. Why the fuck is y'all, Gayle and Oprah, why y'all funding all these documentaries talking about black men? Because they was behind the R. Kelly shit as well. Even though R. Kelly's a dirty motherfucker, I'm not finna say, oh, R. Kelly didn't do it. But at the same time, it's a whole lot of motherfuckers doing a whole lot of worse shit, and y'all ain't said nothing about it. Yet y'all got all this energy for the black man. So, I ain't got no mercy on them.
My take is definitely the timing of Gayle's questions were wrong. All the way wrong. This man had not even been dead, I don't think, 7 whole days before this interview was aired. However, number one, 3 things I just want to point out, because I'm sure my opinion will not be popular, but number one, Gayle King is a journalist. If you know anything about journalists, they ask you to ask questions sometimes that you just may personally not be comfortable with. Do I feel like Gayle King is in a position to say no or turn those questions down? Yes. But even at the Gayle King level, your job is on the line when you decide, oh, I don't want to ask this question or I don't want that. So then it just becomes, can I ask this question with respect? Can I ask this question in a delicate manner?
She didn't.
She chose not to. I would have said no. I mean, exact same thing happened to me on Fox Soul. They wanted us to ask questions to Mark Curry about an accident that he had been in. I didn't know. I had never heard about it. As soon as I opened up my mouth and asked him that, he was like, I don't want to talk about that shit. And I immediately felt shitty because I'm like, damn, I didn't know. But, you know, nobody's going to tell me, yo, or nobody even went to this man and said, are you comfortable? Because a lot of times before interviews, they will say, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about this, and so forth and so on. So let me just say that, number one. Number two, like you just said, you can critique her not coming against Michael Jackson, coming against R. Kelly, coming against all these other black men. If you feel like they are anti the black community, then for sure, say that, speak that. That I don't have a problem with that. If you feel like these 2 women are against the black community and have used their power to not show black men in a favorable light, that's fine. But to sit here and say that it's okay to publicly call this woman a bitch is not okay. And I have sat right on this platform, on this podcast, and said things like, that's bullshit bitch behavior. But even with the Lala Anthony thing that had burned me up about her not allowing her outside son to mix with her son, I did not call Lala Anthony a bitch. I said that was bullshit bitch behavior. You cannot sit up here and call Gayle a bitch because she asked some questions and then say that it's okay. And then if you really do the research, yes, nothing has been done for Harvey Weinstein, nothing. That's not just Oprah and Gayle. You better believe they got shit sold up and got information on a gangload of people. So we're not going to sit here and just blame Oprah and Gayle for documentaries not being done on Harvey Weinstein and a slew of other white men who have done the same thing. I'm not just gonna blame these 2, like these are the only ones. And all these pictures that people are pulling up, y'all got pictures of rappers with Donald Trump and shit like that before he started doing all this bullshit. So before all these things were coming out, you don't see no recent pictures of since he's been tried or these things have come to light, you don't see no pictures with him hanging out with Oprah or Gayle. So my thing is, if I want to build a case against you in this world of social media, I could easily pull up some old shit and make you look a certain way. And lastly, my thing is just calling black women out their name in general publicly. It's one thing for you to be at the barbershop with your niggas or in private and feel and express how you do. That's fine. I really could care less. But when you go publicly and you know you have a large platform, this social media shit not going nowhere. You've got to learn some etiquette with certain things. Because let somebody get on here and call Snoop's wife a bitch because she did something that they didn't agree with. This nigga would lose it.
Yeah, but we meet disrespect with disrespect.
Do you think that she really intentionally?
Yes.
I don't believe
she painted a narrative. Did you watch it?
I did.
Every time Lisa Leslie answered, no, he ain't like that. She answered with, well, you're his friend. You wouldn't know that.
I agree, which is
How
also
would you not see
true.
That as his friend?
So here's my thing. Did you watch the entire interview or did you watch what was for clickbait?
I ain't have to watch the whole entire
interview. You did,
interview.
that in and of itself, black people have got to stop doing.
If I say, Chelsea, you are beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're a wonderful actress, a great mother, and you a stupid motherfucker. All those compliments go out the fucking window. So I don't give a fuck about the rest of the interview.
I'll take the last one.
Like,
too.
I could literally do a whole 2-hour interview giving you all the praise and all the props and, oh, everything Kobe did was great. He was the GOAT. He was a great father. All of this shit was amazing. It was all phenomenal. But he's a rapist. Like, nigga, once you did that, you fucked everything up.
When you watch the interview in its entirety, you understand that, number one, because some people was like, why would you bring this up and why would you this, and this? And Lisa Leslie and Kobe Bryant were very close friends. They both played in the league for a very long time. So here's my thing. By watching the entire interview, it gave me context, which a lot of people don't even realize, and we are all victim of it. We watch, scroll on Instagram, on Facebook, on whatever. Things are put up for clickbait. Things are put up for you to go and get enraged and get in this and get in that. But my thing is, y'all going hard. The world is going hard. Media is going hard on Gayle and Oprah. But I don't see y'all out here going hard on these white people when they do.
We went hard on that Naker bitch.
They did not go hard on the comedian who said, that's what you get.
Yes, we did.
Those were things that were done with malice and evil.
We canceled him.
Did y'all?
He's gone. Yes. He got fired from his agency. He can't do shows. But he's out of here.
Okay. Did celebrities come out and say anything about him? No.
I don't speak for celebrities,
okay.
But we got him the fuck out of here. I done sent people screenshots of me going and literally reporting everything on his page.
I saw you do that.
Hell
but
yeah.
As a whole.
Because I goes hard. But shit, you know, like Tariq Nasheed was the motherfucker who originally posted that shit that he had did. That was how I found out about it. It might not be all the celebrities because I don't know what they,
I don't consider
what comes to their attention or any of that type of shit.
Yeah.
But there are motherfuckers in the black community that go hard when disrespect comes.
True. Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Shit, I meet disrespect with disrespect. What Snoop said, what Lil Boosie said, and maybe 50 Cent said. Like, that ain't none of my problem. I'm just speaking for the general black community.
Okay.
So when we call her a bitch, it's the same bitch we call a whole lot of people when they do disrespectful ass shit. Niggas been letting Gayle and Oprah slip and slide for a long time on a lot of little slime shit they done did. Hell yeah. Man,
I think it's way more. We have way more.
Niggas was literally calling her
people.
Niggas was calling her Auntie Gayle when she was interviewing R. Kelly. Get him, Auntie Gayle. I seen that shit a lot.
I also seen niggas though come to her defense when this nigga went crazy and was hopping all out that chair and
that's what
emotional.
I'm saying. They been trying to ride for Oprah and Gayle. Motherfuckers been trying to slide them all type of passes, but it's like, all right, nigga, now we seeing a pattern of this fucking behavior that y'all doing, and we don't like that shit.
I do, like I said, were the questions inappropriate? Yes. Was the timing of it wrong? Yes. Is my response to her I'm going to publicly, like, you have to understand the weight also of going public on something. Go ahead, Ben.
What would she get out of that question? What was the come from that? Like, I don't get it. Like, if we celebrating his life and everything he's done, like that shit, and he didn't even rape her.
No, he didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So what was the point of the question?
And the way that the narrative was painted, because the question is a valid question. If she just asks the question by itself, it's a valid question. But the thing is, when you start harping on it, when she answers it, and you like, all right, let me hit it with 2 or 3 follow-ups. Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't get that because you're his friend.
Well, how you
yeah, like, nigga, because the thing is, like, again, it was a part of his legacy. Like, okay, was the rape case a part of his legacy? And she say, no, I don't really feel that. Oh, okay, then I'm going to move the fuck on. But when she got with the whole little, he was only acquitted because the victim didn't testify. Nigga, that's a victim. How you a victim and I got acquitted? Like, nigga, those are trigger words, my nigga. Those are dog whistles. That's a narrative. Oh, the victim didn't come forward. Oh, well, you wouldn't see that because you're his friend. Like, we knew what she was doing when she was doing that shit. Yeah, if you on Gayle's side, you gon'... It was just a question. That wasn't just no fucking question. Because she was harping on that shit.
And also, if it was one of y'all friends that was... If it was one of y'all friends that was in Kobe's position, y'all would ride just as hard.
Yeah.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. But that's
yeah.
Okay. So before the show began today, I shared a clip with and our producer of Michael Eric Dyson on what he said. He also Kobe had tons of friends. So yes, Snoop out here's gonna ride for him. So is he. And he doesn't feel a need to disrespect black women or go hard like that. My thing is, I can go hard. Lisa Leslie went hard for Kobe in that interview. The way she handled that was
Shout
nothing
out to
but
Lisa Leslie.
Excellence. Lisa did that
Shout
for sure. She did that. But she didn't have to call Gayle no bitch either. My thing is, I can ride for you and not disrespect you either. I can ride for the people that I love and care about and not feel like I got to disrespect you or degrade you as a woman.
But you disrespect ours, we're going to disrespect yours, period.
But just like how you didn't want to ask that question to Mark.
Yes.
She didn't have to ask that question.
How do we know that? We know that?
Know what?
We know that Gayle didn't have to ask that question.
But again, like I said, the question is valid. The narrative was not valid.
You mean her harping on it was not
exactly because,
cool.
Like I said, she could have easily asked that question, and when she got that answer, she could have moved the fuck on because she got her answer, but she was trying to paint a fucking narrative after she got her fucking answer.
It seemed like she wanted to bash Kobe.
Exactly.
Wow.
She was
you
the victim. Exactly. The victim didn't come forward. That's why he was acquitted.
This is us putting all of our emotions and our on it. Like I don't feel
I wasn't a Kobe fan.
To say I'm going to paint a narrative,
that's exactly
I've got to do a lot more than ask 1 or 2 questions about some shit. Saying that you wouldn't see, again, I think this line of question is wrong, but it's also very fucking true. If somebody told me, oh Lord, you crazy, so it's very hard. Okay, boom. Somebody told me that you slapped the fuck out of your son. I would not believe that. But it could be very well true. And somebody could say, well, you're not going to believe that because that's your friend. You work with him all the time. You're not going to see that. So that's true. Sometimes we don't see shitty or shocking ass behavior in the people who are closest to us. That's not me painting a narrative. That's me stating a fact.
Put it this way. If you ask, do you think Anthony slapped the shit out of his son? And you say, no, I don't believe that. And you say, well, he still could have slapped the shit out of his son, and you like, I still don't believe that. That's my boy. I ain't never seen him slap the shit out of his son. And then you keep on asking, oh, well, so you think it's impossible. Like, dog, I answered this fucking question already. What's with all these follow-ups? What's with, well, I saw his son with a red mark on his face the other day, and who else do you think did it? Nigga, it could have happened at school. Well, it could have also happened at home. Like, damn, nigga, is are you trying to say something now?
Yes, don't get me wrong. The line of questioning and the pressing, but to say I'm trying to paint a narrative in an hour interview, that's another thing. This is why you have to watch the entire interview. This small segment was a 2-minute clip out of a 60-minute interview. If I'm trying to paint a narrative, I feel like once she shut it down, she shut it down.
If I give you a 5-gallon jug of water, right? and there is one drop of rat poison, but you only see the part that got the rat poison in it. Is that 5-gallon jug of water? Does that even matter? Are you still gonna drink out of that?
The jug is poison, but that's
exactly
still
the interview.
That gets a ding.
Look. Also, could that interview had happened without that question? Could it still been a dope ass interview without that question?
Yeah, I think so. Lisa Leslie has a lot to talk about. She's doing a lot in the community. So yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So you purposely,
it's relevant. She's friends with him. He just died. Why wouldn't I ask you about him?
For that reason why he just died. Now, ain't nobody talked about none of this rape shit in years.
That's right. Lisa brought that up. That is right. I'll give you that. And again, I'm in agreement with it was wrong of her to ask. I'm in agreement with the timing was wrong. Only thing that I'm not in agreement is just because, and this is something across the board, black people don't know how to do. When we disagree with one another and we feel like we're not being heard, then we need to name call. Oh, well, you don't think like how I think. Fuck you then, stupid ass bitch. No, I can agree with you and not name call. I don't have to disrespect you personally because your beliefs don't align with mine.
But if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back.
She asked a question. Lisa Leslie did. Here's my thing. The questions were happening between Gayle and Lisa Leslie. If Lisa Leslie didn't feel the need to disrespect her or get out of pocket with her, then nobody else should feel the need to get out of pocket.
The question was on a public forum that was put out for the public. So public opinion is she's a funky dog head bitch.
No, it's not.
And also it's a build up to this. Like it's like you singling out these black men. I mean, like y'all said, it's a bunch. It's a bunch of people that you can get. Yeah, we know R. Kelly. We seen the tape.
Yeah,
we get it up. Lock the nigga up. I mean, if you gonna lock him up for that, lock him up for that.
We did a whole hour show about that shit.
Yeah, we did that.
Right. So you go from R. Kelly. You got the Michael Jackson shit. You shutting down everybody that we looked up to, and then you bring Kobe. You bring Kobe, who wasn't even charged for that crime. Everything else, without that in his career, his career is spotless.
Right.
Like Eddie Griffin said, nigga, a black man cannot go out.
Never.
Yeah, nigga, you cannot go out without some type of bullshit on your fucking record. That will not let a black man go out squeaky clean.
They will not let a black man go out, or did he not commit adultery? It's not about me letting.
She didn't say adultery. She said rape.
I know, but
she called the girl a victim.
It's not about let. You committed adultery.
They will find
she flipped the script on your ass.
On you.
And you got charged. Is it fucked up? Yes. Do white women holler rape all the time on black men and that don't be the case? Yes. But how about, but y'all still running up in that pussy though?
He's
so I don't
dead,
feel.
So why is we bringing that up at his funeral?
I don't feel no way though. I don't feel no way like, oh my God, they won't let the black man out of here. Bullshit. Man, stop doing stupid shit.
This is literally like a motherfucker at my funeral. Like, yeah, and in 4th grade, that nigga got kicked out of school for bringing a knife to school. Yeah, but he was a good nigga though, y'all.
No.
He was a good nigga, but Lil Ant, he was from Nutty Block Crip. He a good nigga, but you know, we got to bring up this gang banging. We got to put that out there because that's just the real shit. We're going to keep it 100 about Anthony today. Yeah, y'all gave him his props, but he was a gang member.
So when
like,
is it
why
okay
the fuck
to
is
talk
that
about
shit
it?
relevant?
It shouldn't be relevant at all?
Hell no.
No, because
he got off.
He didn't go to jail.
He got off. That shit, he was fucking acquitted. It wasn't like he did time for that shit.
Okay, but like, this is one of the things that Michael Eric does.
And the victim.
Like, no, I never, give me.
How you a victim?
He changed his whole trajectory. I feel like his whole mindset changed after that shit happened.
Yeah,
so that's why you have to talk about it. It was a life-changing event.
You got
but
right.
the victim.
Right, you gotta tighten up. No, we're not talking about the victim thing. You said we shouldn't talk about it, and I'm saying, I think we can.
No,
I don't think right now.
Especially
is the time.
way, but that's what the fuck I'm saying though. Like nigga, this shit is right after he did.
Yeah, no, I said the timing was wrong.
This fake ass puff piece, and then let's throw this rape in here just to spice this bitch up.
Yeah.
No, fuck out of here, Gayle.
But maybe she didn't show up to court Because when they hit her panties and all that shit.
Yeah, she had 3 different types of semen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what the fuck makes her a victim?
We're not talking about that anymore, Aunt.
Yes, the fuck we are, because we talking about what Gayle said, and this harmless question. This question. No, this wasn't no fucking question. This was a motherfucking narrative. Because once you call an accuser a victim, nigga, you're saying something about that. A victim is something happened to. An accuser is somebody who said you did something. Okay. But once you a victim, that made Kobe guilty. Kobe did something to you if you're a fucking victim. Yes, victim.
Listen, he was acquitted.
You know what a victim is?
He was acquitted.
Exactly. So she's not a victim.
But she called her a victim.
Exactly. Yes, you're not a victim if I'm acquitted.
But if we're gonna harp on just this one word that she used, we
harping on the word bitch, ain't we?
We're not harping. It's wrong.
So it's calling a accuser a victim.
Well, we already said that we wasn't gonna spend the whole show talking about.
And me and B said yes, the fuck we
we're
was.
Not. We're not, but we definitely thank you guys for chiming in and whatnot. We see the comments going up.
We'll reply later.
I will reply.
I will.
Yeah, we definitely will. But today's topic, I'm sure nevertheless, jungle fever, interracial dating. Is it okay for us? Particularly us. Like, I want to hear. I think we kind of feel the same way, but with some slight provisions.
Like me, I don't suggest it. I don't partake, and I would not partake.
Have you ever partaken?
No. Well, I fucked with some Latinas and shit, but I would never fuck with a white girl.
Okay. Why?
It just ain't my shit.
Is it not your shit physically, or is it not your shit mentally?
Both.
Okay.
Like, I'm not attracted to white women, and I wouldn't procreate with one. Like, honestly, like, even in my days of fucking with, like, other races and shit, it was never a plan to procreate with them at all. I only wanted to procreate with a black woman. That was always my ultimate goal as far as who I was going to be with, who I was going to marry. Like, I'm pro-black, and I don't feel like you pro-black fucking with the other races. You know, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's wrong to fuck with somebody of another race.
You're not saying it's wrong?
No, it's not wrong. It just ain't my shit. And, like, I look at niggas who call themselves pro-black but fuck with a white woman. Like, I kind of look at that sideways. Because how are you pro-black, but you are not in, like, I don't know. Like, you don't look at your woman as the best motherfucking woman out there?
They do probably.
But they fucking with a white girl or another.
Stefan says, my girl is white and my kids are mixed. Stefan?
That's Cousin Pooh.
Oh, okay. Tell us why you chose to make your wife a white woman.
Well, he didn't make her a white woman.
I mean,
he made a white woman.
You know what I'm trying to say. Why did you make your wife?
He chose a white woman.
Why did you choose a white woman to make?
You can't help what you love.
I don't have a problem with interracial dating. I have dated men of other races, white included. My problem with interracial dating is when I see, and this goes for both ends. This goes for black women and black men, because I've seen both do it. What you cannot do is begin to disrespect the black race because you think that what you have is somehow better. I definitely believe there's something beyond special about black love. And if and when I get married again, it will definitely be with a black man. I know I'm firm in that now. When I see black women and black men disrespect white women or black women and say, oh, my woman is better, I don't have to deal with all this attitude, and I don't have to deal with all this neck, and I don't have to deal with all this other stuff, that's when I'm like, Well, what are you really trying to say? And then that becomes that speaks to the generalization and the narrative of all black women are attitudey or all black women are this, and that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, because who was that basketball player? Something like Patterson or some shit that said black women are pit bulls or some shit.
Yeah, bulldogs or something.
Like, nigga, what about your bulldog ass mama, your bulldog ass sister? Like, nigga, when you have a daughter, no matter who you fuck on, your daughter gonna be a bulldog, you stupid motherfucker. Nigga, if you black and you have a child, your child gonna be black. It's gonna be mixed black, but it's gonna be fucking black.
True.
So, nigga, that's the same fucking bulldog you called your mama, you ugly motherfucker. Like, fuck out of here with that bullshit, nigga.
I really don't consider Latinos dating interracial. Like, if a black man and a Latino girl got together, I don't see that as it's interracial dating, but like they are a race that understands the struggle. They get pulled over and shit happens to them. They like, my thing is with interracial dating, my question is always, can this person really relate to you? Like, yeah, y'all can go out and have a good time and love each other, but certain shit I feel like only other black people understand about black people. So if you are a black man and you get pulled over and it's a whole situation, he treats you shitty, but he lets you go, you live through this, right? But it fucks with you different. And you go home and tell your white wife, does she really get it? Does she really understand what just happened and how that affects you and how that affects your kids? Like that really is my question when it comes to interracial dating. That's why I feel like with Latinos, they get it.
Some of them do.
Some of them do.
But some of the motherfuckers think they better than everybody too.
That is true, because a lot of Latinos voted for Bush.
That's the reason I call all that shit the same. Because like, even like shit, motherfuckers that be dark-skinned Latinos, like Dominicans and Cubans and shit like that. That's a lot of them motherfuckers that will openly talk shit about black people. Them motherfuckers be like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Like, nigga, your hair nappier than mine. Like, nigga, your skin darker than mine, but you not black. But as far as like with the relatability of, say, a white woman and something happening to you, like, my grandmother was white. And my grandmother was one of the people who, like, pretty much put me in touch with my pro-blackness, because, you know, she was always telling me, like, even though I'm white and you light-skinned, you black. You always gonna be black. No matter what, you gonna be black. You not white like me, you black. So be black. Like, my grandmother, she always was, what you call that shit? Like, conscious? Real inclusive.
Okay.
Yeah, that too, though. Conscious. Like, you know, she understood the struggle of black people. She knew it's harder for us than it is for them. That's the whole reason they ended up in California. Because my grandmother and my grandfather, when they got together, they was in Detroit. But they moved to California because in Detroit in the early fucking 60s and the late 50s, they didn't play that interracial shit.
Oh, yeah.
So they came to California so they could be together and shit. So, you know, she understood, you know, her family, like, disowned her for fucking with my grandfather. That's the reason I don't really fuck with them motherfuckers out there. Like, but at the same time, me, I couldn't do it. Like, you know, I'm not against it. If that's what you do, you get with a white woman or you get with another race, man, that's your shit. You love who you love. But them niggas who like to talk down on the black woman because they think the white woman is somehow superior, they need their ass whooped.
I agree with that. Because my thing is to think that, to just talk down on, here's my thing. Do you realize how retarded you sound talking down on your own? You yourself are black. You came from a black mother, and I don't care what she did or didn't do or this or that, and then now say, oh, you're not, I found this white woman and she's so much better. Monique says, how can you say Hispanics are the same and understand? Just because I feel like they are targeted by cops. I feel like colorization is a big issue in their community, just like it's a big issue in our community. Light-skinned blacks versus dark-skinned blacks. That's a real big issue in the Latino community. You have Latinos that are Wesley Snipes dark, and you have Latinos that are light with blue eyes too. And so there's this constant who's better. If you even look at some Spanish networks and things like that, they always show these lighter skinned Hispanics. And so that's a part of what goes on in that community. So that's why I feel like a black person linking up with a Hispanic person, at least they can understand you on that cultural level versus a white person who has never even experienced that. So it's different. Go ahead, B.
But there's also a lot of Latinos that dismiss us as black people too.
True. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not, that doesn't exist. I'm just saying from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I've been at work with a lot of them motherfuckers, and they talk worse about black people than white people do.
When I lived in San Diego, there were tons of Latinos who lived in that Chula Vista area who act just like white people, and I was like, I've never experienced
My neighbors
that.
across the street are like that.
Who are very
open
like
Trump supporters. They talk down on Mexicans.
Yeah, they talk down on their own, and you don't typically see that in the Hispanic Latino culture. Is them to talk down on their own. If don't nobody else know how to link up, it's Hispanics and Jews.
The thing is just like this. We can only speak from outside.
True.
Of the culture, because a lot of them motherfuckers, like, you know, we from Southern California, just like you from Texas, so a lot of us are real close with Latinos. Like me, I got, you know, Latinos that I consider damn near like family, like who I'm super close to. And, you know, the thing is about them and they unity, they cool with motherfuckers who they identify with. So, like, there's Mexicans that was born out here that don't fuck with the Mexicans that came over the border. Like, that's a big thing in they community. Like, there's dysfunction in all communities.
True.
So it's like, you know, with us going back and forth with each other and shit like that, like, they got the same shit, but as far as like relating to each other, I wouldn't say they relate to us, but
I do. I mean, not all of them.
We got something in common.
Exactly, we have something in common that's very, very major. And I think that just speaks to, I want someone who understands me not only on certain levels, but across the board. Like, if I get stopped, you know, that shit really messes with you. And I feel like, especially as a man, you need a woman who understands the things that you're going through. And I'm not saying that all women, you can have a black woman still not understand you, but I'm just saying that is one of those issues. And I also personally believe the reasons that Latinos are able to link up and I think come together a little bit more is because they still have part of their culture, which we were tapping into. Is like, do we still have our culture? There's a not a bus stop, the boat ride over here stopped, and there were Latinos dropping off. They were able to keep their language. Once they got to America and started selling us to these different plantations and all these other different things, they deliberately would put you with different plantation owners so that you couldn't communicate. You were beaten for using your own language. So to not have your culture, your language, everything ripped from you, I think it's very hard. And when you do find somebody who does speak your same language, just in general, right now, 2020, somebody who really gets you understanding, think about how that really feels. Think about how that makes you feel as a person in a relationship, period. So I think that's another reason I don't look at it like that. Because if you really want to go deep into lineage and understanding, okay, Latinos and blacks and this and that, it's the same.
Yeah, but they don't treat it like it's the same.
No, they don't. But I'm saying
there are some that do though.
There are. So you link up with that person.
Woke. But at the same time, like, again, like, that's the reason that, like, I tell motherfuckers, I wouldn't do it because of the 2 or 3 Latinas that's like, you know, real on some woke shit. It's a whole lot more than that. And I'm not fucking with that. Just like white women. There's probably some white women that's all Black Lives Matter and all that shit. Yeah. But I'm not running around looking for them motherfuckers. Like, a lot of motherfuckers ain't coming and looking for my ass. Like, I'm looking to procreate with a motherfucker that look like me so I can make kids that look like me. Like,
do you think our community understands that?
Not all of them, but we got motherfuckers that do.
I think I didn't realize that, honestly, until maybe these last couple of years, how important it is, or how much white people from a very young age take into account procreating. And my thing is,
because they're taught that shit.
They are taught that shit. And we're not talking about rich white folks. We're talking about these backwood country white people who are like, you gotta keep the race pure, and you gotta keep this, and you gotta, it's something about them that will only let them, and we're taught oh, that's a closed-minded way of thinking, but they're preserving, quote unquote, their culture.
That's just because
and Jewish people do that too. And like we've been taught,
they teach us that's racist.
That's racist.
That's a racist way of thinking, and they gonna do the exact same. Just like like I was telling one of my I think it was like my mother-in-law. Like black people, the only motherfuckers that are taught that nepotism is unfair.
True.
Like white people hire white people, Asians hire Asians, Latinos hire Latinos. Black people, we want to be all inclusive. Black people, when it comes to dating, we taught, you should date everybody. You don't be racist. You can't say that. Pro-black. What does that mean? Anti-white? Like white people, they just pro-white without saying that shit out loud. Like all the shit that we be talking about that make us sound like we crazy and here you go with that black power shit. I'm saying the same shit out loud that them motherfuckers say amongst themselves and not to us. But it ain't no motherfucking different. Like,
here's my thing: being okay with saying I want to keep, not necessarily now saying, I want to keep the white race pure. Yes, that's some racist ass shit. But knowing that if I marry this white person, that's gonna keep us going. They think about that shit. This is shit that we don't even think about
because of the one drop rule.
Period.
Yeah,
that too.
If they fuck a black person, they child is a black person, and they don't like that shit.
It's some races out here that actually inbreed their own to keep their bloodline pure.
Yeehaw! Shout out Alabama.
Listen,
some people that cross this overseas too. Them ones in the UK.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! It's a lot of motherfuckers leaving because they want to keep their bloodline pure. And like I be telling motherfuckers, me personally, I don't really get mad at them. Even the white people that want to keep the race pure. Nigga, long as you ain't doing nothing to me, motherfucker, y'all need to keep on fucking all your cousins and brothers and uncles and aunties. And
but Persians
all that shit.
do
your
it.
shit.
Like in other countries, they do it too. Like I'm not mad at it. Here's my thing: I just wish I had the same knowledge. A lot of things that we get mad at other races for doing, it's like you can't get mad. They had a knowledge and a culture to reach back and that we do not have. And I think it really just speaks to the resilience though of being a black person, because though we don't have maybe somewhere we can reach back and say, okay, this is why I do this, or this is why, the way that things manifest for us, we're still leading in, not just entertainment, but scholars. We don't get recognized for the inventions and things that we're creating. That's still a part of our mindset. That's still a part of our build. That we're black women, bodies, face, lips, shade, eyes, such a variety. So even though these things have been torn for us, we found a way to prevail, but with still a whole lot of brokenness. Like, some of the shit that we do to each other is ridiculous. And I don't feel like necessarily we are the worst to each other. You have to understand the things that have been implemented to tear us apart. Yeah. We've been taught not to trust each other. We are not our own worst
enemy, dog.
We're not, but we perpetuate that shit, though. The niggas who taught us
that shit is our worst enemy.
And every time we say that shit, we're perpetuating that shit.
Them motherfuckers built the engine, turned the key, and the machine kept running itself.
Man, when you read the book, How to Break the Negro, what? They wrote a book on how to break you, and then how to sell you off and keep you, like, these are real manuscripts that somebody wrote to break down. Like,
like when you read the Willie Lynch letter, even though it's fake. It's the same shit.
Now, when you say it's fake, what do you mean?
It was fabricated.
Okay.
There was no Willie Lynch, and he didn't write that letter.
Where did it come from? It was found that
it was fabricated. I guess some college student a long time ago wrote that shit and put it out like it was some type of historical document, but it wasn't. Somebody debunked that shit. How long ago did they debunk it? Mm-hmm. I think like sometime in the 80s or some shit. But the reason that it's still circulated so heavily is because it's all real shit. Like if you read it, it's like, yeah, nigga, all this shit is real shit. But somebody debunked that shit. I ain't did no research in a long ass time.
I've heard mixed. I've heard that before. I have not come to a conclusion on whether I believe that it's fake or not. But here's my thing. Like, there's just so much. If I hate to start with slavery in and of itself, But when you just talk about ripping people from their culture, when you talk about bug breaking. When you talk about all these types of things, black women having to breastfeed white babies and what that does to you psychologically, yeah. Like, people don't even realize we're only like 50 years out of Jim Crow. Where my mama grew up, she had to walk through the back to go into white people's house. Like, I could not imagine no shit like that. That's my mama. My mama only 60. Like, we're not as far as strides that we have made and successes and all these things. Yes, this is great, but we're not that far. And you got to think, if my mama's 60, right, and she can remember walking through, having to come around the back to white people's houses, imagine the children who are used to seeing white people come through the back. I mean, black people come through the back. So now to see black people just out here flourishing and doing their thing, I'm sure they're like, not here for this shit.
Superheroes.
Right.
Literally.
But they're used to a certain control.
Yeah. And they losing that shit.
They are losing that shit.
They be so mad
and that's why this whole Trump administration has the engine that it has behind, because you got those older whites people who are about 50, 60, 70 years old. They feel like, oh yeah, this nigga gonna take us back to a better time.
Yeah, that's why his thing is keep America great. Because, you know, I was talking about that shit with this old white dude and shit. Because, you know, everybody who's known me for an amount of time know I was a Republican. I think I'm still registered. No, matter of fact, I just changed my registration when I bought my house. Mm-hmm. Now I'm an independent. But I've been registered Republican since like 2007 or some shit. I've been fucking Republican. So, like, I would talk about that shit with white people. Like, yeah, nigga, I'm a conservative too, motherfucker. Like, what do you think is Make America Great Again, and why do you think it's great now? Because it don't feel no different than it felt 8 years ago. So why do you think that it is great now, other than there's a white president? And they don't have no answer.
No, they don't. But I know what they mean, though. Make it great again has nothing to do with the relevancy of current right now. It means go back to my childhood. Go back to when Negroes had their own space and whites had their own space.
They don't want that neither. That's why they bomb Black Wall Street.
Listen, they want segregation.
No, they don't. Yeah. They think they do until they realize they don't want it. That's the reason that they allowed us to integrate, because they don't want to see us separate and flourishing.
They want us to be buyers and consumers, and that is exactly what we are, though.
That was exactly what happened when we integrated, because when we were segregated, we had our own bus companies. We had our own everything, laundromats, movie theaters. We owned a gang of shit, but then when we integrated, we became a consumer class instead of a fucking owner class. Mm-hmm. And they knew that shit when they did their shit. That's why they did it. A whole lot of our bus companies that we own were sucked into their bigger bus companies. A lot of our smaller companies that we own was taken over by their bigger companies. We used to own it, then we was working for them, to the point where now we just coming in as entry-level fucking employees, when at one point we owned some shit. Yeah. So they don't want segregation, because we're going to go right back to owning shit. And they really don't want the new niggas, LeBron James and them, owning the goddamn thing.
Niggas with
they don't want real niggas with this new education owning shit.
If there was a chance for all blacks to go back to Africa, would you guys go?
You asked us this one time before. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said no.
No, I said I would go.
You would go.
I would go.
You wouldn't go.
No.
Okay.
Like, put it this way: if they say all black people going back to Africa, of course I'll go. If we all going, but I'm not just going by myself go. And they say,
that was the question.
Because you said if they offered you a citizenship in, say, Nigeria, would you dip to Nigeria? And I was like, no, nigga, because I'm used to here. Nigga, we built this motherfucker that we in right now.
We did build this motherfucker.
So I'm not leaving this motherfucker, and we built it. The fuck?
I think if we all went there, it'd just make us a target. Them niggas put malaria.
Yeah, they're trying to nuke that bitch.
Really? You know what? That just speaks to the destruction of wanting to destroy black people just out of pure evil. Yeah, because even once we're gone, I believe they would not. Yeah, I don't believe they would ever let that shit go. I really don't.
They'll knock Africa off the map.
Yeah,
they all water.
They'll sure try.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they fucking would. But if you got all these viruses and bullshit, my thing is, even with what is this? The coronavirus.
Yeah, pray for Africa, because that nigga Bill Gates said he gonna go down there to fight that motherfucker.
What?
How you gonna fight some shit that ain't there yet?
What are you talking about?
Bill Gates said he's going down to Africa to help fight the coronavirus.
It's not there.
He gonna spread that bitch there.
Yeah.
It's gonna get there. When he get there, it's gonna get there.
Listen.
Pray for Africa. Wherever he go, pray for that place, because he gonna kill millions.
Why is the coronavirus listed on the back of the Lysol can? I didn't believe it.
Because that shit ain't new.
Because I didn't believe it at first. You know how you get these Facebook messages or you see things on social media. And I went and looked under my own cabinet because I'm faithful to the Lysol wipes. They're convenient. I have a 9-year-old. And it's on there.
I wipe my shoes with them.
But you out here telling people, oh, this shit is something that's brand new. This is why you can't trust media across the board, period.
Yeah, whenever they mention a new virus, you know they got the receipt for that motherfucker.
Viruses in widespread like that are about population control. And that is something that the United States of America and the FBI and the CIA are definitely concerned with right now. If you don't think you can look at the overpopulation of Los Angeles in and of itself. It's something that's on whites and those who make the laws right now. Mm-hmm. So you have to be mindful across the board, which time right back into interracial dating, like what kind of legacy you want to leave, what's important to you and your family, and what you're going to teach them. Because in that next generation, I really would love to be here 3-4 generations from now. To really
just to see.
I'm
glad I'm gonna be gone. I ain't even gonna bullshit you.
Listen, because once that generation, I don't feel like hate and evil will ever die off. But let's just say 100. Now we're like 100 years out of Jim Crow.
There's gonna be a lot of light-skinned motherfuckers running around this bitch. Everybody gonna look like Lonzo Ball and them.
I saw a projection of that. I don't necessarily believe that.
I think they're going to start a new race.
It's gonna be a bunch of Patrick Mahomes looking motherfuckers.
But there's a lot of mixed people now.
And they still fucking mixing.
Okay.
And mixing.
And none of them look better than when they mix with black.
Sure the fuck don't.
I mean, but what does that mean?
My favorite mixed girls are the ones that's mixed with black.
But okay, so listen, if you mix some, they're mixed. Are these people still not black, or what are we calling them?
They black, but they what you call, they got cream in their coffee now.
Okay.
It ain't all the way coffee.
Are we not considering these people still black,
Yeah,
though?
they still black. Like, I'm still black. I got a white grandmother. Like, I'm still black, but at the same time, like, you know, motherfuckers get to the point where, like, they like, oh, my great grandmother was black, and they got blonde hair, blue eyes, pink skin, smell like dogs, and all that shit.
It'd be something that'd be like, yeah, I'm black, and then their grandparent was half black.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
else after that was white.
Exactly, and that's what I mean.
I think those types don't even want to identify as black, because then now we go back to
they
a
do
mindset
when it's convenient.
When it's convenient, that's what I'm about to say. Like
exactly.
I'm gonna pass for when.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, they try to use that shit to their fucking advantage. But that's what we mean by all the motherfuckers mixing. Because, like, when you look at Patrick Mahomes, like, a lot of, like, me and one of my homeboys talked about, like, how athletes get big. And, like, if you look at Patrick Mahomes, homeboy from the Suns who dropped 50 all the time.
I can't think of his name.
But him, Lonzo Ball, like a lot of these pink ass athletes nowadays.
Devin Booker?
Yeah, Devin Booker. These pink motherfuckers, like, they daddy was a athlete back in the day. Okay. And then now they got a white mama, now they pink. Now they get in the league and they get a white wife. And now what you think they kids gonna look like? You got a pink daddy and a white mama. Like you gon' it's they breeding it out of you basically.
I don't think that's one way to look at it, yeah. But I just don't feel like if our race and our lineage and all of that could be eradicated that easily, then it would have been done a long time ago.
It'll take 5 or 6 generations. It ain't just gonna pop up.
Well, no,
but that's the reason they don't want to do it, because they know a lot of times, more often than not, white motherfuckers choose black motherfuckers.
Yeah, they do.
A white woman gonna choose a black man.
Listen, look at the propaganda. Cheerios was the front runner of having a commercial where there was a white husband laying on the couch and a black wife in the kitchen, and they found a mixed child and whatnot. And if you pay attention to commercials more and more often, you are seeing. When I was in IKEA the other day, one of the little families or whatever was a white man, a black woman, and then 2 little mixed kids. This is an agenda to say, okay, if we're going to do it, let's make it look like this, which also aligns with why all black women are the top earners, and all of a sudden now we don't want black men, we want success, we want this and this. So anything to break down the structure of our home, for sure, is being targeted. I definitely believe that. But you also have to know when you're being targeted, when you're being sold with these images over and over and over again. It's like, it's not to knock it, but I'm aware. I see what the fuck you're doing. I'm mindful. You rarely see where on a commercial where it's the black man, the white woman, and then the mixed child. It's a target on trying to link up black women with white men.
And that's the reason it's so easy for a white woman to scream rape, because they automatically consider sex between a black man and a white woman rape. That's why they went at Jack Johnson's ass back in the day.
Listen.
They hate to see the black man up in the white woman.
They hate to see that shit, but then y'all keep doing the shit. And that's what I don't goddamn understand.
Not y'all. I don't fuck with it at all. That shit is little.
I honestly feel like, and I can remember as a kid, no lie, asking my mama, like, what if I marry a Chinese man? Just like messing with her or whatever. And she would be like, Chelsea, as long as they love you, respect you, and treat you right, I don't care what color they are. That was her response. That's what I grew up in, right? So now, as a mother raising a black son, the moment he comes and tells me that he's dating a other or wants to date a other,
Mom, I want you to meet Shelly.
She's
gonna be like, God.
Listen, when my son had an afro and they were petting, like touching it and caress, because he goes to a very, diverse school. I was like, baby, you cannot let them do that. Like, we had a whole sit down talk behind that shit. And I'm pretty sure I said some shit like, if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home, ass type shit. I'm sure I did.
Chelsea's a racist. She's a racist.
But I do
her.
Not want to see my son with any, but I also am very aware that my son likes Spanish girls. And I don't know if that's because that's what's at his school. I don't know if that's because black girls are teasing the fuck out of him because they like Legos and science and a whole bunch of shit.
Nah, that's his age group. That's what they like.
No. The black girls.
Well, I don't know about science.
See that. And you gotta be ready for that, because he can stop liking black girls for them teasing him right now.
I feel like he.
And like, I don't think that's gonna happen, because it's like this. I tell black women this shit a lot.
What?
You are your son's image of the black woman.
Oh yeah.
Like me being so fond of my mom made me want to be with a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of niggas who I know who fuck with white girls got a fucked up relationship with their mama.
Okay, that's why I said that earlier. Especially guys in the league. I think it might have been the same story you were talking about. His mother was on drugs and this and that. So that's how he justified being with a white woman and putting her up on this pedestal because his mother was on drugs and not around. I don't give a damn. Yes, you're right. That I take that. I say that as well. I am his first example. But if these girls are teasing you and making fun of you all the time, what is he supposed to do?
Get with one that likes him when he get older.
I hope so.
I got teased by a lot of people. That didn't make me say fuck black people. I grew up getting clowned by niggas my whole life.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Black people roasted my ass my whole life, nigga. Especially, again, being light-skinned in the 80s. When light-skinned, it was cool. But at the same time, nigga, I got called White Fang, Casper, all kind of shit. Yellow Boy, Pac-Man. But I'm saying, though, like, nigga, getting clowned is just what happened. So it ain't like I was like, fuck black people. They want to clown my white skin. I'll show them. Hell no, nigga. Yeah. Like, I'm still going to give me a black woman. I don't give a fuck what you niggas got to say.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, that's not no excuse. Oh, black people talked about me. Niggas, everybody talk about everybody. They talked about Jesus, and he love you if you believe in that shit. But, yeah.
There you go.
Do we got a bonus?
Bonus on them, Ben.
Yeah, today's bonus. I made a post recently And they got a lot of people speaking on it, both different responses. I want to ask you two of the Cat versus Dog podcast. Can you love someone if you don't love yourself? Why and why not?
Oh, you want me to go first?
It's up to you.
Cause she sure just sat back and looked at me like,
I always bring back for the bonus.
Dolemite, you go ahead and do your thing.
I'll go. Can you love someone without loving yourself first? Not properly. Not properly.
Take a dog.
Because I think a lot of women go through this phase. I think this is honestly, I don't like to speak for the masses, but I find a consensus across the board with women where we fall into situations where we really think we love a man and we're giving our all, and he's not giving really any fucking thing. But we think through our love, right, that we're going to change or make this situation better, or he's going to eventually get it all together. And if in fact you loved yourself enough, you would know that this is not even how this is supposed to go. That love should not be something that you're trying to make or turn into or manifest, that it should be a genuine joint effort together. But because you have not learned how to love yourself properly, you have these expectations that will never be met because you don't know how to love yourself first. And I feel like that truly comes from being by yourself, which is, again, across the board, something that I see women have a true difficulty. It is not easy.
Play with that pussy, ladies.
It's not even about the sex. It's not. Here's the thing.
That's how you fall in love. That good self sex.
I'm not even a fan of all of that. But being comfortable with laying in your bed at night. See, women. Here's my thing. Women can't lay in the bed. It's not even that he coming through with dick. Can you lay in your bed at night and be comfortable with that and wake up in the morning, still take care of yourself and still do the things? You should still shave your legs and have nice panties and a nice bra set even when you don't have a man. So that way when you meet him, he already knows, okay, she's at this standard. It's a lot of mistakes that women make in that general. You want a nigga to treat you like this, but you're not treating yourself like that. So how can you expect this man to treat you this way and you not showering your damn self? I shower my damn self. So ladies. I'm saying showering myself with love, with peace, with energy, with kindness. I shave my legs whether I'm fucking or not. My pussy is faded whether I'm fucking or not. My hair is done whether I'm fucking or not. So when when a nigga run up on me, he know, okay, this how this bitch operate. I have to come with it. Go ahead, Young Dolemite.
She won that bonus. She won that motherfucker.
You're so petty.
I damn near don't even want to.
No, because you're here to say
I don't even
what
think
you
I want to
feel.
go on this shit, nigga.
Listen,
like,
how many times have you killed and I still have to come behind you?
I think she covered it.
Oh, you agree with me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
This is a rarity.
Take care of your goddamn self, because on some real shit. Like, that's how I feel about the shit. Like,
well, speak from a man perspective. Can a man love a woman if he doesn't love himself?
No.
No, okay, that's
like you said, not properly. Like, nigga, a self-hating motherfucker, like, he's gonna project that onto a woman. That's where a lot of abusive relationships come from. Whether it be mentally abusive, physically abusive, verbally abusive, any of that shit, that come from a motherfucker who's not comfortable in themselves. A lot of insecure motherfuckers, they not comfortable in themselves, so they assume every nigga that look at you, every nigga you walk past is a potential competition. Like, oh, that nigga right there, she probably want that nigga because he got money and I ain't got no job right now. Oh, she want him because he's a handsome man and I ain't all that cute. Oh, that nigga, he dressed nice. She probably want him because all I wear is sweats all day. Like, nigga, it's motherfuckers who insecure because they have fucked up self-views, so they project that shit in their fucking relationship. So, no, not properly. Shit, your ass could love a motherfucker, just not the right way.
Man, that was wonderful. I feel attacked, but in today's winner of the Cat versus Dog show, Young Dolemite.
God damn, for real?
This
Shit.
is why you have to stay
Nigga, she put a whole fucking show worth of points up in the bonus, nigga. God
she put
damn.
a lot.
That was a legendary bonus answer.
Yeah, he get the if I say the word pussy, he gonna bring it 10 times just because I said pussy. But he's not giving.
Now he's being attacked.
But he's not gonna give me the point.
Now he's being attacked.
I wasn't attacked now. I am.
There's the attack.
Didn't think I was.
There it goes.
Y'all so petty, I swear.
Yeah, but this has been another episode of the Cat vs. Dog podcast with me, Young Dolemite, and my lovely, famous, fucking talented co-host, Chelsea motherfucking Perry, aka CJ, aka Juicy Fruit. We ain't forgot.
Oh, we were doing so good without that.
If you would like to support us financially, it is patreon.com/Townhouse Media. Town House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. These motherfuckers is back. Seriously, not another podcast. Friday nights at 9 p.m.
Yes.
A to the motherfucking C is back with the none other than the red print, blue, ready, motherfucking been ready. Hey, now, it's hard for me to say red without blue, nigga. I'm politicking to send me, nigga. My bad. You know, it ain't on me. Send me. I apologize. Talk Flirty Tuesdays, the newest podcast, Talk Flirty podcast with none other than Nikki F. Wet. Wednesday evenings, 5 p.m. The No Rules podcast, No Rules with a Z. Sundays, of course, Townhouse Media Sunday, the Cat vs. Dog podcast. We always here at 3 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes we be late. For the most part, nigga, we try to be at this bitch around 3. And then the Too Much Game podcast, live at 5. 5:30, 5:45, sometimes 6. Nigga, you never know. I'll be late too. But anyway, any closing words, CJ?
Black love is beautiful.
Hey, any words, B?
Don't leave. Oh shit.
Don't
leave room for error.
Don't leave room for error, motherfucker.
Don't leave room for error.
Yeah. Stay away from funky dog head bitches. They do exist. We just calling bitches bitches. You call a spade, we call a bitch. And we out.